episode of the Boss Rush Podcast is brought to you by, well, you. If you want to learn how to support the Boss Rush family of podcasts, head to bossrush.net or our Patreon at patreon.com/bossrushmedia. Thanks for helping us build something better. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to a Boss Rush Extra here on the Boss Rush Network. I am Corey Dirrig. Alongside me, as always, is PC Muscle Race himself, LeRon Dawkins.
Yo, what's poppin'?
Hi, LeRon.
Hey, Corey. How you doing, brother?
I don't know, man. I'm tired. It's been I'm like beyond exhausted.
Yeah. I'm starting to feel it. Like usually, even though I'm so pumped for Wednesdays, like by the time we get to this point of the night, like I'm usually like, man,
I know.
It's time for the week to end.
I know. Maybe recording on Wednesdays was a terrible idea because I feel like we've been getting more tired and along the way.
I think it's just the effect, the effect of like what we do, what we put up with, and all that stuff. I think that's really what it is.
Yeah, that's true. Also joining us is PK Power, Pat Klein.
I blame it on the fact that Wednesday is like my busiest day.
I know, it's my busiest day at work too. It's awful. It's not awful, it's just busy, I guess.
I feel overworked. And you know what? I'm not going to take it anymore. I am going to unionize against the evil corporate overlords of the Boss Rush Network.
That's fine. That's okay. Your wages won't get raised because everything we make goes towards everything else that we have to pay for. So, rip. Anyways, we're here with a Boss Rush Extra. We're here to talk about the writer strike, the actor strike, all the strikes that are going on in the entertainment industry, the unions that are being formed in video games, right? Sega of America just formed a union. Raven has a union. Bethesda has a union.
Activision's going to have a union soon once Microsoft gets it.
Yeah, so unions are the hot new thing, everybody. So yeah, let's begin with this writer's strike. I read an interesting statistic today. I don't know if it's true or not, but the studios are losing an average of $600,000 a week every week this strike goes on.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought that was pretty interesting. There's also like the top 5 CEOs in the entertainment industry are all making like buku bucks, and somebody, who was it? Who came up with the statistic that the average writer makes $26,000 a year in Hollywood?
That's insane.
$26,000 a year. Oh my gosh. You go work at McDonald's and make more than that. You know what I mean? Like, that's crazy. That's insane. Yeah. That's so, man. Not that I'm discouraging people to do what they love. Do what you love, but also pay your bills.
Now, is that based off a salary, or is that also with all the bonus and like royalties and other stuff?
I don't really know. I saw it like all like the actors and everything are tweeting things out or doing videos and putting them on social media. So it was one of those. There wasn't really any context or links to like the actual statistics or anything, but you know, it was just one of those things. So that's just insane. I'm trying to find the average. Let's see. Writer's salary. I saw that somewhere. Entertainment writer salary. The average entertainment writer salary in the United States, well, this is not that number, is $47,693 per year, or $23 an hour. Entertainment writer salaries range between $30,000 and $74,000 per year on, average. So I don't know. Still not enough to live in Hollywood. Let's put it that way. But I mean, what are you guys' thoughts on this writer strike? I mean, it seems like everything's being halted. We saw what movie did the actors walk out of the premiere?
Oppenheimer.
Oppenheimer, yeah. So, I mean, what are you guys thinking about this?
Well, okay, so I'm in two camps. Like I'm in two camps, and like neither one of these camps is a fucked up camp to be in. I'm just gonna say that right now. I'm in the camp that yes, this shit needs to happen. Because like when we're here, the stuff that we're hearing about as far as how they're being treated, as far as royalties, as far as pay, as far as working conditions, as far as like how their employment status goes and everything, this shit's atrocious. And the fact that like movies and television is a mega money making like ordeal, and stuff like that. So if people aren't getting their due and everything, yes, it's time to like raise up and strike.
Mm-hmm.
I'm also in the camp though that I always like I'm always like the world's most hurt person when writer strikes happen, because like quality of shows go down, but quality of shows and movies go down, for example, like if shows aren't just stopping production, just the quality of writing, quality of storytelling, the quality of production just goes down. Like I can name some shows that have personally affected me because of a writer's strike, or not even so much a writer's strike. Like sometimes when like just shows take long hiatuses because of creative differences and stuff like that, So yeah, I'm one of those people that also it hurts my heart when this stuff happens, like all the TV shows that I'm actively into right now, have already got their dates pushed, like Star Trek Discovery, Star Trek Strange New Worlds, and stuff like that, and that's just two of them off the top of my head. The Disney shows are going to start taking hits too real soon here. We just
Well,
haven't heard.
they've already all been delayed. The
Yeah.
only two that are coming out this year is Echo, and what was the other one? I guess Secret Invasion.
Secret Invasion's
Secret
out
Invasion's
already.
happening right now. Like
Yeah.
It's Echo and I think Loki too were the ones that were supposed to be out this year.
Yeah. So, I mean, they did that before the strike though, because Bob Iger thinks they're putting out too much content, and it's really
well,
angering people.
well,
So,
Bob Iger is also fucking a whole bunch of shit up based off of what I've heard right now.
uh,
Mhm.
so
Being one of the more higher paid CEOs out there, and then saying
Mm-hmm.
that the writers and actors are being unreasonable.
yeah,
Yeah,
so
yeah, saying really shitty shit.
I have the top 8 uh Hollywood CEOs of 2022. This is what they made in 2022. Okay, we have Ari Emanuel of Endeavor. He made $308.2 million last year. David Zaslav of the Discovery CEO
Mm-hmm.
made $246.6 million last year. Bob Iger made $45.5 million. Bob Chapek, who was Disney's previous CEO, made $32.5 million. Rupert Murdoch of Fox made $31.1 million. Reed Hastings, Netflix co-CEO, made $40.8 million. Ted Sarandos, Netflix's other co-CEO, made $38.2 million, and Brian Roberts of Comcast made $30 million last year. So it's a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
That's a lot of money. So I mean, yeah, they could probably be I don't know. Most of them could probably be taken down a notch. I'm not like opposed to people making a lot of money, but also like if you're running a company, especially someone like Warner Discovery or Disney or something, like you're making enough
Yeah.
money to pay people. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
The
Like,
problem is the difference between administrative and executive pay. I think is somewhere up to like 80% different.
yeah. Yeah, and that margin needs to be lower, right?
Yeah,
So,
you're literally living off the backs of your administration, and you could probably afford to at least share some of that down.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But that's not how the world works. It never has been how the world works.
Nope. Unfortunately, it does not. So yeah, I mean, I think this stuff is really, it's interesting to watch, especially because I don't like. I know on paper, like the easy thing to say and the easy thing to talk about is like, oh well, people aren't getting paid enough. I just think it's fascinating watching these things like unfold and how quickly people are turning on studios because they're because it's the fact that like people are out there promoting a movie 1 second and walking out of the premiere and going to pick it the next day is like,
Yeah.
it's super fascinating to watch, right? I mean, it's crazy. It's pretty crazy. So
No, honestly, there definitely needs to be some change. Like the
yeah.
the writers for sure. Most of the actors, also like the people who actually make the millions, are like a small
Hmm.
percentage of actual actors. Everyone else is, a secondary or a stage. Or, it's their lot is almost as pitiful as the writers.
Yeah.
But it's still like, that things that gotta change. And as much as it sucks that the industry isn't functioning right now, I want to see the change more than I want to see new stuff.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Agreed.
I So I mean, I think the overall problem too now is like there are so many, like whether you're a cable person or a streaming service person or both, like there is so much content that they need to pump out constantly across all of these platforms, right? And the fact is like you need to pump out, there is only so much money to go around, theoretically, but you have to keep pumping out content. So I think the pay naturally goes lower because you have to do so much to get people to subscribe to your platform now,
Mhm.
right? Like, I would rather have way less content and have it be quality content, right? Than like, you know, I don't need 75 Marvel and Star Wars shows on Disney Plus, right? I would take one or two a year, right? Of each, maybe, right? I don't need it. I don't need it. Some people say you probably don't need the TV
Well,
shows to begin with anyway.
well, I think a lot of these, especially the newer companies, got into trouble, because like they need to scramble to get content out. Like that's like
Mhm.
Disney Plus, for example, they had to get content out because like they learned real fast that the strength of their classics library
Mhm.
wasn't going to be enough for people. Like
Yeah.
um, especially when people still had VHS, DVD, and Blu-rays of the shit that's already available on the network and so like, which is I think that's another reason why they don't sell their shit digital anymore.
Who, Disney?
Yeah,
Yeah, they do.
they do.
Yeah, they just
None,
don't, what they
none,
don't sell,
none,
they
none,
don't,
none.
whatever comes out on Disney Plus they don't sell.
That's what I'm talking about.
But like if they have a movie that's in theaters, they will sell it.
Yeah, I'm talking about the Disney Plus stuff.
Yeah,
That's what I'm
like
talking
none of the
about.
Marvel stuff is on Blu-ray at all.
Exactly, and that's shady.
Yeah, I mean that sucks, honestly. But like
Yeah,
the thing is like they should probably be doing that because not everybody subscribes to Disney Plus that wants to watch these shows. And then like the nerds like us will probably buy the physical editions of some of the stuff anyway, like Falcon and the Winter Soldier, a Blu-ray set of that would be awesome.
I would buy that shit, and I would still have my Disney Plus stuff
That's what
active.
I'm that's what I'm saying. You're going to get the
Yeah,
double dippers.
yeah, exactly. The reason why is because like when it comes to TV shows that I'm into, I have FOMO. I like I legit like like if a new episode drops, like for example, Secret Invasion, like I got up
Mhm.
early this morning to watch episode 5. I got up early this morning before like I had to like I didn't even eat breakfast before I watched the episode.
Do you like Secret Invasion?
I like it because it's a spy show. But
It's very different than a Marvel show.
yeah, it's a spy show. Like it's got the same pace as a spy show. Like
Mhm.
if you watched on Netflix recently had like the Night Agent, that show, like
Mhm.
which that first season was good too. I like spy shows. I do, which I gotta get back into not Reacher, Jack Ryan. I gotta get back into that real.
Yeah.
I like.
I like Secret Invasion. I'm behind an episode, so I was just
Well,
because like
next week is the finale.
Yeah, I was just looking. Like a lot of the reviews say it's Marvel's worst show. A lot of the reviews are saying this is Marvel's worst show.
What's funny is people don't know what
Worse.
they want from
Wait.
Marvel.
Worse than
Yes,
than
it's
She-Hulk?
actually lower rated than She-Hulk.
I'm
Yeah.
surprised because like
Mhm.
She-Hulk was doing great for me until like the last 15 minutes of the finale.
Yeah. I really liked I really liked Miss Marvel a lot. I thought
I
that
haven't
show
watched
was
Ms. Marvel.
I really liked it a lot. It was really like it was a nice change of pace coming off of like WandaVision and Falcon and the Winter Soldier and Loki, like all these kind of like
You need
serious
something
ones.
upbeat. Yeah, you need
Yeah.
something upbeat. Yeah.
Yeah. And like
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
oh no, go ahead.
I was gonna say just to circle back real quickly why I like Secret Invasion, and this is what I finally realized, which is why I'm so slow in watching some of the other like the newer movies that have come out in Phase 4,
Mhm.
and some of the TV shows, is because like I feel like I only care about the shit that happened in the first 3 phases, so I'm only keeping track of the characters that are still around from those phases and stuff like that.
Mhm.
I haven't watched Moon Knight yet. I haven't watched Ms. Marvel yet. Um, I just I still have not seen Eternals. Um, yeah, I think Eternals is the only movie right now that's not directly related to like directly related to like the previous stuff from Marvel. I think so because yeah,
They
like
had
I
There's a
oh,
Captain Marvel cameo in that one, so
okay.
that's how they connected it.
Yeah.
Okay, but I haven't. I actually haven't seen Thor: Love and Thunder because like I'm technically like kind of like I'm also kind of MCU'd out, But
Yeah.
I'm slowly catching up because I just saw Ant-Man and Wasp: Quantumania, a few weeks ago, um, and I just saw Guardians of the Galaxy over the weekend, Guardians of the Galaxy 3, over the weekend, and I'm trying to think. Yeah, I think Thor: Love and Thunder and Eternals are the only two movies I'm left with, but there's at least 3 Marvel series that I have not seen.
Did you
But
see Wakanda Forever?
I did, yeah. Of
Okay.
course I saw. Of course, and I'm not saying that just because I'm black. I'm not.
What are you talking about? They focused on the South American culture this time.
That is true. That is true, and I definitely enjoyed that aspect of it. Honestly, I had to go see Wakanda Forever because I need to see how they treat the whole like Chadwick Boseman.
Mhm.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
did a good job.
I need to see how they treated that. I'm pretty sure they wouldn't have fumbled it, but at the same time, I need to see how they were going to make it make sense for like the going forward for the rest of the franchise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It was yeah, that movie definitely dealt with it in a I thought it was pretty good the way they handled it.
Yeah, I thought so too. Yeah, but going back to the initial part of the conversation though, like Disney Plus and a lot of these newer companies like Peacock and all that stuff, they had to scramble to start getting new content and stuff like that because only so many people were gonna watch The Office, before they were like, oh fuck this, like I'm out, um,
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like Peacock might be the safest one because it has The Office.
And it has Halo. No,
That
that's
is the
Paramount
series
Plus.
that's
that
Never mind.
Paramount.
I forgot. It's Paramount. Never mind.
And even Paramount Plus is in trouble. You need sad too because like they have fucking Star Trek, they have NCIS, they have all this content that they actually built to launch CBS All Access with and grandfathered into Paramount Plus, and like it seems like they're fumbling. They've canceled 2 Star Trek series. It like like Star Trek Prodigy is not being is even though it's in post production for a second season, which means it's technically done. They're not airing season 2 of Prodigy, which is a shame. And then Star Trek Discovery, which was the flagship show of like bringing back Star Trek to the masses and stuff like that, it ends next season. Yeah, and I'm just like, man, what the fuck, Like I was loving this new golden era of Star Trek, and now it's like it seems like it's dying.
Yeah. It's I don't know if you saw, but Disney is actually releasing Miss Marvel on ABC in the
Yes,
fall.
I saw that. But you know what? Here's another thing though, right? Because like if you look at how like when we watch these shows on the streaming networks, you notice how they had the pauses for the commercial breaks. Like they never. I feel like they always had that idea that like the ripcord for the parachute is we'll throw it on network television.
Mm-hmm.
I've always felt like that because
Yeah.
if that weren't the case, like it's also why like some of these shows like are strange. It's odd how these shows are 39 to 44 minutes. It's almost like they want them to be on television. When I'm
Yeah.
sitting here like you're on a streaming network, you have free reign to do whatever the fuck you want because like you don't have the same constraints as like network television. So like if you feel like there's stuff that you cannot afford to have on the cutting room floor, let that episode be a fucking hour and 3 minutes, like episode 7 of The Bear of season 2. Like I'm watching The Bear right now, and most of the episodes is like 30 minutes, 40 minutes, 30 minutes, 40 minutes, back and forth. Episode 7, an hour and 3 minutes, and then it went back to 40 minutes. I was like, what the hell?
Yeah.
Stranger Things and do 60 60 60 hour 15 2 hours and 30 minutes.
Right, yeah. But that's the flexibility you have when you are a streaming network, though. So it's like you have this content and people will appreciate it. Yeah, there are people out there because the dollar can only stretch but so far. So and this is why companies I've Corey, you and I talked about this a long time ago. We applaud the fact that companies like Disney Plus, Paramount Plus, and stuff like that, were actually releasing stuff episode by episode because like the fucking we're gonna drop the whole fucking season in there and have at it, and then they're like, oh, why we didn't get no renewing members this month? Because everybody wanted to watch like all 7 episodes of House of Cards this season, and then that's all they want to watch. Everybody wanted to watch 8 episodes of Stranger Things, and they're gone. Like.
Man, House of Cards, by the way, that show was so great until Kevin Spacey fucked it all up.
Yeah, lost his fucking mind. Well, it wasn't he like fucked it up. Like he didn't even fuck it up in real time. Like all the shit that he did in the past caught up with him.
I know.
You know what's funny is he's being acquitted for like most of it right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, like the shit with Roiland.
Yeah.
Like all those charges got dropped, and it sucks because he's no longer on Rick and Morty. He basically had to sell out of his company. What's the name of the company? The gaming studio.
Squanch Games.
Squanch Games. And all the charges got dropped.
Yeah.
I feel like that's why Disney hasn't gotten rid of Jonathan Majors yet, because they're like, ooh, maybe we should wait until
no. Oh yeah, like other shoes are dropping left and right. That Jonathan Majors stuff, and it's now starting to look like, hey, like people were quick to judge and stuff like that. Like I still haven't made my decision on it because I don't know all the facts.
Well, they still released The Flash with what's his face, Ezra Miller.
And it bombed. People didn't want to go see it.
Yeah, but
it hit the floor.
It's so hard to get invested in a movie that's not going to count towards the DCU that they want you to be invested in, right? I think that might be the main reason why it bombed. Is like, why am I going to go see this? It doesn't do anything moving forward, right? Like I think they said Blue Beetle is the first movie that's going to be a part of that or something. Like.
Which, by the way, I saw the preview for Blue Beetle when I went to see Spider-Man Across the Multiverse.
Yeah,
that trailer was sick. Oh my god! Like
yeah.
I'm actually pumped for that. Like it's been a while since I've been pumped to go see a DC movie in theaters.
Yeah, I still need to see Indiana Jones. I want to see it in theaters before it leaves.
That was
it'll be on Disney Plus in like 2 weeks.
I know, but
that's me being funny. I don't know when it's coming to Disney Plus, but it's coming to Disney Plus soon because like it. Can we talk about that for a minute too?
What?
Can we talk about what's going on with movies right now? Like why are movies bombing so hard right now?
Because they're too over budgeted.
Because a movie like Indiana Jones was $312 million was the budget.
Well, like okay, so there's that, yes, but I also think the other problem is that. It's too many blockbusters back to back. Like shit. Like there's too many movies that are coming out and it's giving people whiplash. Like, okay, now in no world should Barbie and Oppenheimer be combating with each other, but here we are.
Yeah, but that's the market. That's the marketing thing that everybody jumped on now, right? It's like Barbenheimer is the marketing. and now like it's really made these movies both like blow up in a way that, you know, like
Yeah.
Mission Impossible this past weekend bombed apparently.
Oh yeah. I was thinking Top Gun. I was like, wait, Tom Cruise has had like his best shit ever, and still didn't get an Oscar for it.
It's I mean, see, to me, I think the with all these streaming services and digital releases and the pandemic and how quickly things were coming to these platforms, like I think people like convenience over like having to get dressed, having to get ready, driving to a movie theater. The closest movie theater to me now is 40 minutes away, right? So like because
like local movie theaters around you have closed.
yeah, 3 of them.
Oh shit!
Man.
All the Regals here are closed.
I don't think a single movie theater in my proximity is closed yet. I don't think.
Yeah, every single Regal theater has closed, and there's not there's a Cinemark in Cleveland, which is like 35 minutes away, and then there's one like 35 to 40 minutes south of me.
Now, if I'm being honest with you though, like real talk, like I was hoping the movie theater industry would just fucking die. I was hoping that, you know.
I know, me too.
My boyfriend though, who like he's all about cinema and stuff. Like it's what he teaches in his curriculum at at the university and stuff like that. He's like, no, I'm gonna tell you the reason why like that shit should not happen and stuff like that. Now he's gotten to the point where okay, I'll go see a fucking movie like once a season now in the theater. but
I still like the theater experience, to be honest. Like it's something different with the big screen, the surround system, and just the concessions.
I have a 75-inch like high definition television. That's big screen enough for me.
I can tell you the last.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say I can tell you the last three movies I saw in the theater. Okay, Deadpool 2.
Damn.
Endgame, and then the last 007 movie. Were the last 3 movies I saw.
Okay, so that was like the most current. So 007 was the most current one.
Yeah.
Shit.
And like I really want to see Indiana Jones movie in the theater though, because like it's the last time I'm gonna be able to do that, right? And like obviously I didn't see the original trilogy in theater, and the last one I saw was Crystal Skull. So I would really like to see this one. But yeah, I mean, I don't go to the theater at all. I actively avoid going to the theater because
bloody hell, damn.
So, yeah, man, my Deadpool 2. My wife was pregnant with our daughter, and she's 5. So
wow.
Oh man, yeah, and I actually went to go see Endgame on a whim because my brother-in-law wanted to go see it, and I was like, okay, I'll go with you, and it was like. I wasn't even planning on seeing it. It was just a spur of the moment thing.
I kind of want to go see Oppenheimer.
I want to. I plan to see Oppenheimer in theaters.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean something like that though. Like it doesn't interest me one bit. That movie doesn't interest me at all.
I've been hearing amazing things. Like this is like a new high for cinematics.
Yeah, no, I believe that. I'm not into
and Nolan's greatest masterpiece.
But what about The Prestige?
Oh,
nope, it's The Prestige.
Nope, this is the highest Nolan's ever been.
It's the highest he's ever been.
That's right. It's higher than The Prestige. It's even prestigious, more prestigious than The Prestige. It blows Prestige away atomically.
Wow.
On a molecular level.
Oh man, that's so funny. So
yeah, so I think the strikes are a necessary evil. I really feel like they are and stuff like that. You know, like also some of the most like crazy shit has come out too. Like they're saying, oh, report to the studio for a few hours. We're gonna get an AI composite of you, and then we'll be able to make an entire season or movie based off of that. And I was like, what the fuck?
But we're only gonna pay you for one day.
What?
Which one of us?
What'd you say? Pat? What'd you say?
I said we'll only pay you for one day.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
I wonder which company proposed that idea, judging by the shows and the movies that have come out using de-aging technology.
Disney.
I
Because
just don't know how they think that would be okay. It's like, hey, we're gonna completely kill your career, but you'll live forever digitally.
yeah, I mean, look, if you're like old
Or
and like kind of on your way out, like okay, so James Earl Jones signed his voice rights over to Disney so that they could use it for Darth
for
Vader.
Darth Vader.
Okay, if you make a deal with the estate, okay, whatever,
Yeah.
that's fine. But like, if you're just gonna randomly pick and choose people like extras and stuff to do that with, it's like, that's
The fuck? Yeah, exactly. Or even worse, in the writers' room, they're saying, "Oh, we're just gonna let AI start writing the shows." Like, no, that okay. I'm an IT guy, and I play around. I play around with like Chat GPT and stuff like that. And you know what? Chat GPT is great. Like I've actually had to like do some stuff for me as far as writing stuff, but I still have to go over it with a fine tooth comb because there are still some things that kind of don't add up. It makes sense and stuff like that. And that's exactly what's going to happen with like TV shows and and shit. We've been talking about the streamers, but like network television, like their shows run 16 to 22 episodes a year and stuff like that. So can you imagine? Can you imagine like and and us fans of things, like we know how to nitpick. We do. Like we look for like a frayed thread, in the plot or something, and we just run with it like, oh, this shit is trash. Like, why would you do this? Like, remember the whole fucking Starbucks cup incident in Game of Thrones? Shit like that, Which I'll be honest with you, like I didn't even notice that shit when I watched the episode, and then by the time I discovered it was a thing, they had already like digitally like removed it from the streaming network, and I was like, huh?
wow, that's
It's funny. It's
that's
it's
funny.
it's it's a wild and crazy world we live in and stuff like that. But guess what? You cannot be doing dumb shit like this though.
Yeah, it's I mean, I don't. Here's the thing: I don't have a problem with like AI or de aging, and like because I'm actually really fascinated with that technology.
I am too.
But I think you have to you if you're going to use the likeness of somebody, right? Like for example, when they like de-age Luke Skywalker or Mark Hamill in Star Wars for Luke Skywalker, right? You have to make a deal with Mark Hamill to use his likeness and his voice, right? You have to do that. Like
Yeah.
even if it's like a fraction of what he would be paid if he was actually playing Luke Skywalker and there, right? Like you still got to be like, hey, we have enough voice lines of your work from like the previous movies. And, if you want to like come in and for a day and do some, you know, lines that we can pull clearly from for AI, like we'll pay you for that. Plus like residuals, plus like this much for actually letting us do this. Right. But like, you got to make a deal with the actor, man.
Yeah, for real.
Mhm.
And like, when Harrison Ford is gone, right, and they want to have like a Han Solo cameo, right? Like you gotta make a deal with his estate, like I don't know, man, or get Alden Ehrenreich back. I don't know. I really like Solo.
Let's be honest. Like, I feel like right now these companies are they're fucking around and finding out.
Hmm.
They are right
Yeah,
now. So
yeah,
yeah.
and I mean, look, you want to let the strike go on, and you have AI write scripts and make shows because AI can do it. You go right ahead, right? Like,
And you're gonna fuck around and
see
lose
what
all your viewership.
Yeah, see what happens because people are going to notice, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
AI can write a script, but is it any good? You
Is
know,
it any good? Yeah.
you know.
AI can't even make a hand without having a sixth finger on it. You
Well,
guys,
to be fair to AI, 6 fingers on a hand is actually the dominant trait if somebody in your family has it.
Huh.
Just
Sorry.
it's very rare that people have 6 fingers, so it's not really very dominant in a lot of family history. So I digress. Not that anybody cares about that fun fact. So I don't know. This whole thing is just It's so crazy, man. Like the fact that like the scary thing though is that AI has progressed so quickly, right?
Yeah.
Like and just
Well,
like I feel like we were just I mean, here's the thing. When I started my job, we had a podcast called Utilizing AI, and that the podcast series is called Utilizing Tech,
mhm.
and it's about upcoming and emerging technology. And like AI was like an idea and an emerging technology. Now, granted, they're not a lot of the times they weren't really talking about it in the way that we're talking about it now, but like if there's a few episodes of that season that's like about, what can AI really do if you do enough with it. And like that was like a year and a half ago, and now we're here and it's like making movies and doing all these things. It's like, oh my god. I mean, the whole opening intro to Secret Invasion was done with AI.
Yeah.
The whole thing.
Which I'm gonna be honest with you, like I really didn't see I didn't really see that much of a problem with the intro. But at the same time, I was like, yeah, I can see why people are getting bent out of shape about it.
Yeah. I mean, you're eliminating concept artists and stuff at that point, right, though?
Mhm.
I mean, you could like, even if you have somebody write a script and you tell AI to make concept art for this script, like, it's going to get to that point and then you're going to lose artists. And I don't know, that's where it gets real tricky too.
Yep. Yep.
And it's like, okay, well, maybe like a director wants to use the script and wants it to sketch out a scene to, have him better visualize something. Okay, maybe that's a little bit different than like actually storyboarding something and using artists instead of AI.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It's a fine line, and I think that line is going to get crossed too many. I mean, like you said, LeRon, we're seeing it now. We're seeing it like, I don't know.
For real.
I wonder how long this strike is going to go on, and I wonder how it's going to affect things because the studio that did Joker filed for bankruptcy today. Did you see that?
No, no
Mhm.
shit. No way. No. I
Yep.
didn't know
Yeah,
that.
yeah. Uh, Braun, the studio behind Joker, Judas and the Black Messiah, and The Idol, has filed for bankruptcy.
Fucking hell.
The decision to seek creditor protection was not taken lightly and was adopted with a view of the best interests of the company and its many stakeholders, says a company memo.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Um. So that's interesting.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah. I wonder. Braun has several projects in various stages of development, including Warner Brother Discovery's Joker, the Joker sequel with Joaquin Phoenix and Lady Gaga. Uh, so
Yeah,
So is
that
that
one's
still going?
already wrapped up.
I was
So
going to say. I was about to say, is it still going forward then?
I mean, I would assume Warner Brothers would want it to. I would assume because that movie did what, a gajillion dollars.
I still haven't seen that movie.
Yeah,
oh, Joker's definitely one you want to see once. Probably never want to see it again, but
yeah.
it's good
Understood.
social commentary.
Understood.
I didn't see it, so I don't. I mean, I assume people liked it, so they're getting a sequel. So it's my assumption.
You would assume correct.
Oh, so. Uh, I mean, is there anything else that we need to talk about this?
I just hope that this starts setting a standard that corporate America can, start treating their people better.
Yes.
Because, like, right now, with this going on, we have the upcoming Teamster strike that's, looming in the distance, and that's going to hurt businesses all around if things can't get delivered.
Yeah,
So,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, and that's. I mean, that is that just UPS or is that more than just UPS?
I think it's more than UPS, but UPS is the big guy.
Yeah, I don't know enough about Teamsters to. I just know it's mostly like that kind of stuff, but um, yeah, I remember when I was working at the car dealership and GM went on strike and how bad that hurt us as a company when I worked there.
Mm.
So, because I mean, they weren't manufacturing cars or parts and we weren't getting deliveries and it was and then that led right into the pandemic, and then that happened. Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah, fuck around and find out.
Yeah.
Okay, so real quick, and I think because I feel like we're about to wrap this up. So real quick, let me like Pat, you already said like that's what you want, what you're expecting the outlook to be, the outcome to be. Corey, what specifically do you want to see happen here?
I mean,
Besides everybody getting back to work.
yeah. And here's the thing. I know that there are actors that get paid millions and millions of dollars to do jobs, but that's not every actor, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think the writers and the artists and like the mid to low level actors that, get smaller roles or, pick up projects that aren't as well known to get fair pay, right? Like they need to be paid because they're the most important part of the product, essentially, right? You got to have writers to write the script, you got to have actors to act the parts, like, that's got to be, I mean, they've got to be paid fair. And
Yeah.
I think it's sad that everything has become all about money, and how much money do you really need, shareholder, right? Like, you have millions upon millions of dollars. You can't live off of that, like,
Right.
and while these people are like scraping by, or, you know, serving or bartending at night just to pay their bills, or, you know what I mean? Like,
Mm-hmm.
there's just a lot that needs to happen. I hope these people get paid. I want them to get paid fairly. And I hope that these companies who are losing $600,000 a week, which might not seem like much, but like, after like a month or two, that's like a whole movie budget. You know what I mean? One of your projects
Yeah.
is like
Yeah.
behind also. And so, I hope it happens. I hope it happens quickly. And I hope everybody's being treated fair. That's all. I think it's fair to want people to be treated fair.
Mm-hmm.
I like that. I
I
like
don't know.
that.
It's just me, I guess.
No, it's simple, but it's a statement that I feel like it needs to be said more and more. I don't know, like pay people what they're worth. Like show your workforce that you fucking appreciate them. And in all honesty, like like you I don't understand why these corporations, after all these years, do not understand that the decisions are not made at the top; they're made from the bottom up.
Yeah.
Like your business is built from the bottom up. Why would you stack so much stuff on top that the bottom can't support it when the bottom is what needs to support everything else that's coming up?
Right.
Pay people what they're fucking worth. Show them
Yeah.
some respect.
Yeah.
Hear them out when they say they have a grievance. Because sometimes a grievance can be squashed really fast.
Right.
And not get to this point where like people are losing 600,000. Wait, 600,000 or 600 million a day. How much you said the companies were losing?
I thought it said $600,000 a week, but
A week. Oh, okay, a week.
maybe that number is wrong. Let me make sure, because I don't know, that sounds low now. How much
It
are
sounds yeah,
studios
it sounds
losing
low, but
in the strike?
you don't know.
Let's see. It doesn't say. This article doesn't say. This article doesn't say. I don't know. I'll find it. But yeah, I mean, these studios are losing.
Deadline: the ongoing writer strike in California is costing the California economy about $30 million a day.
What?
Woo!
Whoa.
Woo!
Okay, that's
Woo!
the whole economy. Okay.
Yeah.
And then we hear we know some shows. I heard that, I read this today. Some shows are still remaining in production because like they're multinational like productions, like they're recorded or they're released or they're produced in other countries, so they're able to skirt some of those bylaws. As far as like ignoring the strike.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, yeah, wild and crazy world we live in.
Yeah. This article, according to the Los Angeles Times, the strike so far has cost. What did I just read it. I just fucking read it.
Well, you look for that. Forbes says that the Hollywood strike could exceed $3 billion in economic fallout.
The last strike cost. This was in April. The last strike cost $4.5 billion in today's dollars to the entertainment industry. $4.5 billion.
And how long was that strike? That strike was a few months, wasn't it?
Yeah, I feel like that was pretty long.
Because that writer's strike like fucked up season 3 of Supernatural for me.
Yeah.
And what was it? Season 7 of The Office?
Let's see. Okay. Well, here's the thing. My $600,000 a week was wrong. Way wrong. I don't know where I got that number. I don't know what that was.
Yeah, it seemed kind of low when I heard it, but
reports have indicated that the strikes are actually a major cost to the California economy. Based on our prior estimates, the strike could cost about $30 million a day in lost studio output and surrounding businesses.
My.
Mm-hmm. Yep, it's not just the entertainment industry that's going to suffer.
Yeah.
It's the catering businesses, the chauffeurs.
Like it's a cascade. It's a cascade event.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I was super wrong, but that's okay. At least we corrected it.
The first, as long as you admit that you're wrong.
I thought that sounded low, but I was like, well,
Jesus Christ.
That's okay. When this episode's over, I'm just gonna go jump in the highway. See what happens.
God damn. All right, Corey, you can never say shit to me about the shit that comes out of my mouth. You can't.
Yeah.
Shit. Hey, good job, Pat. Though, high five.
Yeah.
Oh, this is the stat I saw. Okay. Wall Street analyst predicts that it wasn't 600,000, it was 600 million. This Wall Street analyst predicts that the Hollywood double strike could cost studios an additional $450 to $600 million by year's end.
Ugh.
That is a low estimate.
Yeah.
I'll take the $3 billion, thanks.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, does anybody have anything else to say? I think we kind of want to get out of here and go to bed, and it's late. And this is a good topic, though.
Yeah, it was. It was like good job bringing this to the forefront.
Yeah. So, anyways, I want to thank all of our patrons for listening to this on Patreon. If you are a patron, thank you. If you are watching this on YouTube, please subscribe, and remember, Boss Rush Extras go up on Patreon a week earlier than YouTube. So, yeah, subscribe to the channel, subscribe to Patreon. As low as $1, everybody. Just $1.
Yeah, y'all. Get it right, get it tight.
Oh my god. On that note, I want to thank everybody for watching and or listening, and until next time, we love you. Goodbye.
Bye.
So long.
If you want to be a Patreon producer, head on over to patreon.com/bossrushmedia and find out which tier is right for you. Our Patreon producers at the $5 tier or higher for this month are Adriel Munger, Austin Campbell, Celeste Roberts, Christian S., Sana Dirrig, Francisco Santillan, and Rebecca Jewell. Thank you for your continued support. The Boss Rush Podcast is a product of Boss Rush Media, LLC, and is recorded from our headquarters in Akron, Ohio. This show is produced, written, and directed by me, Corey Dirrig. My co-hosts are Stephanie Klimov, LeRon Dawkins, and Edward Varnell. You can find Stephanie at Klimov_author on Twitter and Instagram, as well as on the EXP Cast. You can find LeRon at Exodus803 on Twitter, Instagram, Twitch, and YouTube, and also on Crossroads, the video game podcast. You can find Edward at ThatRetroCode on Twitter and Instagram, as well as hosting Nintendo Power Block. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at IamCorianHD, and find me hosting Tower Casuals, the Destiny podcast, and co-hosting Nintendo Power Block. Find the Boss Rush Podcast on all social media platforms at Boss Rush Podcast. You can also follow Boss Rush Media and Boss Rush Network on all major social media platforms. Join the Boss Rush Network Discord and Facebook groups to interact with other friends and fans. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time.